Somewhere on the Nürburgring Nordschleife, wrapped in black plastic and camouflage tape, a motorcycle is lapping one of the most brutal circuits on Earth. And if these spy shots are telling the truth, BMW might be about to blow up everything we thought we knew about the S1000RR. Now, on the surface, this just looks like BMW testing an updated superbike. But the more you look at these photos, the less this feels like a simple facelift, and the more it feels like BMW quietly building a completely new machine underneath a familiar name. So let's actually break down what we're seeing here, because some of these details are subtle, some are obvious, and at least one of them genuinely surprised me. First, the face of the bike. That front fairing has been completely redesigned, and the aero wings, which were already big, are now even bigger. Dual winglets on each side, vertical end plates, styling that looks like it was borrowed straight from the M1000 Super Naked. And look, bigger wings on a superbike in 2026 isn't exactly shocking. Aero packages never shrink, they only grow. That's the trend across the entire class. But here's where it gets interesting. This bodywork isn't just a styling exercise. It shares real DNA with the Concept RR, that show-stopping prototype BMW rolled out at Villa DS last year. Which raises the real question. Is BMW finally putting a genuine concept bike into production, rather than just teasing us with one? Here's the part that actually matters more than the wings. Look at that swing arm. It's far more enclosed than the outgoing bikes, smaller cutouts, different structure, which almost certainly means a different flex characteristic. That's not a cosmetic change. That's a handling change. And then there's the frame. From what we can tell in these shots, the front engine mount has been repositioned, lower, and further back. On paper that sounds small. In reality, moving an engine mount changes weight distribution, chassis rigidity, how the bike loads under braking and out of corners. This is the kind of change that separates an update from a genuinely new platform. Add in a redesigned seat unit, which suggests a reworked subframe too, and you start to see a pattern. This isn't a bike wearing a new outfit. This might be a new architecture, wearing an old name. Now here's the detail that actually made me sit up. Brembo Hypure calipers, on electronic Marzocchi forks. BMW's road-going superbikes have used Nissan brakes with BMW branding for years. This is a genuine break from that formula. Sure, you could argue the Concept RR ran Brembos too, and that was written off as a byproduct of its World Superbike spec discs. But Brembo already builds BMW's racing calipers and road bike master cylinders. So is this test bike just borrowing race spec parts for durability testing? Or is BMW seriously considering flipping its braking supplier for the next generation? Either way, it's a bigger deal than it looks on paper. And then there's the cockpit, and honestly, this is the detail nobody was expecting. A massive new TFT dash. Sure, fine, evolution makes sense there. But BMW's jog wheel, that signature left switchgear control that's basically been a brand fingerprint for over a decade, appears to be gone. Replaced by what looks like a finished, production-ready button cluster. BMW's official response to all this was, essentially, we don't comment on spy shots. Standard corporate deflection. But here's the thing, they tested this bike during a publicly accessible training event at the Nürburgring. That's not exactly hiding it in a locked bunker. That tells me BMW is comfortable letting this leak, probably to gauge public reaction, maybe to build hype ahead of a longer development cycle. And that cycle looks long. BMW's already confirmed chassis updates for the 2027 M1000RR. Lighter frame walls, less material. If this prototype represents changes that go even deeper than that, the math suggests we're not seeing this bike hit showrooms before 2028. So temper the excitement. This isn't next year's bike. This is the bike after that. So, is this a new S1000RR? Based on the wings alone, maybe not. Based on the swing arm, the frame geometry, the brakes, the cockpit, almost certainly yes. And it looks like BMW is building something far more ambitious than a midlife refresh.